Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball TITTH number 94. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got the gang with me. We got a full Hizzy. Blake and Steve, say what's up, guys.
What's going on?
All right. Mike's not muted. Let's go. Already off to a great start. How's your guys' weeks going? How are you guys reacting to all this, NBA chaos? You know, all these guys missing games, back-to-backs, COVID injuries. What's going on? Give me the scoop.
I'm just wanting my players to play. Hopefully, my whole team isn't missing games because of this. But other than that, you know, seeing Harden getting moved, I'm glad it's over. Don't have to hear about it. Don't have to hear about it anymore.
Right. How about you, Steve?
That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, this week in the NBA, things kind of went crazy. You got Kyrie just missing. You got Harden on the Nets now. And right now, my fantasy team is in the dumps. Too many injuries across the board. I got too many.
I'm dealing with the same thing. Like in one league, everything's cool. In another league, it's just complete shambles. Like everybody's hurt. I got more injured players than I got, IR spots. It's a bad situation, but got to see it through. We were talking a little bit before the show about, like adding players, guys in and out. And right now it's a day by day game, right? Like we're not going to find anybody that's going to hit us the home run to, take us away for the rest of the season here. You got to be on top of your grind in fantasy basketball. So go ahead and smash the like button, share the video while you got the chance here. We're going to jump into it, and we're going to give you, some of that value, some of that info you guys are going to need to get through some of these tough times. Really quickly, some of the game updates, player statuses for tonight. We got Kristaps Porzingis making his first start. Welcome back, Kristaps. Going to be playing there for Dallas versus Charlotte. Tobias Harris, Embiid, and Simmons were probable. I think they're all active. I don't know if we got that up. Zion Williamson is going to be out for tonight. Key loss for the Pelicans. And let's see, you said Anthony Davis is starting, Blake. Is that right?
Yeah, I just got a notification about an hour ago saying that he's marked as healthy, so he should be good to go.
Yeah, we're still waiting on LeBron confirmation. Obi Toppin, I think he's active tonight for the Knicks. So just a couple of updates there. Let's just jump over to some of our best bets and props for tonight. Blake, what do you got for your over-under in fantasy points? You got a Prize Picks lineup going tonight?
Oh, yeah, I got Prize Picks. It's based off fantasy points. I mean, the points are a little bit different than normal. I think you get awarded 3 points for a steal, 3 points for a block instead of 2. I don't know if FanDuel is the same for 2 points. 2 points normally on DraftKings. Instead of getting minus half a point for a turnover, it's -1. So, those things come into factor. But I have Jeremy Grant. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to pull it up.
Jeremy Grant, yeah.
Jeremy Grant, I have him over 33.8. And then I have LaMelo over 36 fantasy points. So I put those two together for a $20 bet. They both go over. It's $60.
Nice.
So I've been hitting these
nice. I like it.
Two team overs, and I keep on profiting. So not changing it.
Let's go.
Been playing.
Fired up.
I've been playing LaMelo and Grant pretty much every day, and they're going over. So why go away from it?
Yeah, just ride the trend, right?
Yeah.
Steve, you didn't have any DFS, right?
Nope, nothing today. Nothing tonight.
I got you. Props I got really quick. This is a 10x payout. So $10 bet paying out, or I'm sorry, 100x payout, $10 paying out 1,000. It's a big one. So let's ride with it here really quickly. Dame Lillard under 28.5 points. De'Aaron Fox under 22.5. CJ McCollum more than 25.5. Buddy Hield less than 16.5. These are all total points, by the way. Harrison Barnes more than 16.5. Marvin Bagley more than 13.5. Gary Trent Jr. less than 12.5. And Carmelo Anthony more than 12.5. Let's go. Payday. I'll get to some of my best bets once we go through the rundown here of the upcoming games. Why don't you take that away, Blake?
Upcoming games we have. Up first, we got Brooklyn playing New York. Obviously, not going to see Karis LeVert tonight because he got traded.
Right.
Going to be ending up in Indiana. They're not going to have LeVert. They're still without Kyrie Irving. Look for Durant to carry a lot of the load. He's MVP. One thing to note is Brooklyn played last night, and they're coming off a win against Denver. So, I mean, coming off a back-to-back, are they tired? I don't know. These guys are athletes. Who knows? But, they're playing the Knicks. So, I mean, you're getting 3 points to Brooklyn to win the game. Give me Brooklyn.
Yeah, so the spread is what, -3 Brooklyn, +3 Knicks, right?
Yep.
I'm going to take the Knicks to cover, actually. What do you think, Steve?
I like the Knicks to cover for sure.
Okay.
But to win the game, definitely Brooklyn.
I think they still can. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think the Knicks can cover. Brooklyn wins the game. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
What's the total?
The total looks to be 216.5 over under.
I think I'm still going to take the under here. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a lot of Kevin Durant, but it's just going to be the starters are going to be playing a ton of minutes. So I think we only said they got like 9 or 10 guys available tonight after these players are missing.
Yep. I mean, they still got Landry Shamet. That guy isn't a bad player. They still got DeAndre Jordan. I mean, we all know what Jordan can do. But yeah, Durant's just going to take over, man. I like him over 30 points for sure tonight. Yeah,
I saw his prop at like 33.5, and I would take that too. I'd take even a little bit more than that. Okay, total there 216. You think you can hit the over, Steve?
No, I'd be worried about the Knicks chipping in their half. They're kind of a low scoring team, average per game. Brooklyn, I mean, they can score points in bunches, so that does worry me a bit. But if I had to put my money on something, I'm taking the under.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under as well.
The spread was at 5.5 this morning. Right. This morning I would have taken the +5.5, but I'm going to take the -3 for Brooklyn. That's my pick.
All right. Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, Kevin Durant just has to answer the call and just, do everybody's job pretty much.
Exactly.
The Knicks have been playing, pretty reliable defense, actually. Their starters play a ton of minutes. We talk about it all the time. Tom Thibodeau is going to, run his guys into the ground. They've been playing good defense, and they're kind of playing, gritty basketball. Love me some Alfred Payton tonight in DFS if you can fire him up still.
Yeah. At the beginning of the year, I think I would say the number one concern for the Nets is Durant stay healthy. And, after seeing him that first game, my doubts went away for sure. Even if he's not 100% what he used to be, I would say that he looks like at least 80, and 80% Kevin Durant is still pretty damn good.
Yeah, and they're going to take care of him, right? Like they're going to rest them. They're giving them the back-to-backs. They obviously just made this move that's going to give them not elite depth, but elite starters that you can give a guy a night off. You could if all three of these guys are there, some guy can take a night off here and there, right? And things can still run smoothly, into the playoffs. So, all right, cool. What's the next matchup?
Right after that, we have the Lakers playing OKC. We got the Lakers favored by 10.5. Seems like a lot.
Seems like a lot, yeah. And I really need to know if LeBron's playing. What do you think, Steve? Do you think the OKC can cover that with LeBron in the lineup?
We have Horford out though, so we got to take that into factor.
We'll take Mike Muscala into factor. Huh.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, put some respect on his name.
I think with LeBron in the lineup, 10, I think I'm going to be laying that all day with the Lakers. I think they can cover that. He's been hot. He puts in his typical 26 points, and then he'll 8 rebounds, 9 assists or whatever it is. Yeah, without him, that is a lot to lay. I think I still do it, though, for the Lakers. I think I still take it.
Yeah, I think they've just got more depth in general. Like I trust their bench more than I trust the OKC bench to come in and clean things up. So I'll take the Lakers to cover the 10 there, regardless. LeBron in or out of the lineup. Davis, we already know is there. And what's that?
Did you see that 3-pointer that LeBron hit in the corner and Schroeder came up behind him and yelled "bet"? That was pretty sick.
That was pretty sick. And there was this whole thing about Davis and LeBron being on the injury report yesterday, and they just had fake injuries. Like the Lakers might just be messing with us today as well.
Oh yeah,
because it's back to back.
Did you hear about Davis's phantom injury today that they were trying to use just in case they wanted to sit him?
Yeah, that's why I had him on the board as questionable.
He stubbed his toe. Like what the? Come on, man.
I don't know. I've heard of worse things.
He stubbed his toe.
It's
swatting the shit out of that guy last night.
There you go.
That was hilarious.
What is the total on that game? The over under.
The total 219 points.
I'm gonna take the under.
I like the over.
What do you?
I like the over.
What do you? So you like the over? What do you think, Steve?
I'm going over on that one.
Okay. What? Any particular reason why? For both, either of you?
The pace of that game. Shea Gregorius Alexander, he runs the floor. And if the Lakers get up, they're gonna try and run it back. So I like it to sail over. I think it could get over 15 points easy.
Dang. I feel like the under is going to be coming. I feel like the Lakers are going to be playing a little bit more defensively against this team. And I feel like it's going to work the other way. Like maybe they do take a big lead, but I don't think that I don't think they're going to play their role to get the number up. I don't see it happening.
Give me the over. I will take it. You can take the under. Bet.
It was, 10.5 spread though and still going over the total. I don't know. Like I feel like if it's going to go over, OKC is going to cover. I just don't see it that way. Like
so you couldn't see a 120 to 100.
No, I don't think the Lakers are going to put up 120 tonight. No.
Okay. Yeah. What they put up last night?
I don't know. What was the final score of that game?
Lakers put up 117 yesterday. 117 to 100.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take the under. I'll take a quick peek of their game. So, what was it? 117 up against Houston, 120 up against Houston, 117 up against Chicago, 109 up against, San Antonio? And 3 of the last 4 were wins. They only hit one time. So, yeah, I'm going to take the under there. I think that's where the sharp money's at. I wouldn't take the money line on the OKC. I don't need to really know the money line. If you're going to bet that, obviously you're taking the Lakers.
No.
So what's the next one?
Up next, we got Memphis and Minnesota. We got Minnesota favored by 2 points, and the over/under is 222.5.
222.5. It seems kind of high, but one of my best bets tonight is Memphis covering the 2. I'm parlaying that with the Pelicans covering 9.5. Okay. So I really like Memphis in this game. I like Memphis to outright win the game. What do you guys think?
Towns is back. I personally would take Minnesota, but if you have a good reason why I shouldn't be taking them, I'd love to hear it. Why do you like Memphis?
They've just been playing good ball lately. I like what they're doing. Obviously they're missing Ja, but I like what they've been putting together lately. And I'm not really loving Minnesota right now. It's been really inconsistent.
It has
between Naz Reid. Cat's coming back, but you don't really know the minutes that he's going to play. Between those two and Vanderbilt, I don't really know who's going to be, dominating the paint, where the points are going to come from inside. It could be Vanderbilt. It could be Naz. It could be, of course, Cat, getting back into the mix of things. But I don't think he's going to just come in and, dominate right away. Right. I think that him coming back and re-injuring the wrist, it's not great. They're not going to ask too much of him. But they need to get him rolling. They need to get him, he's their best player, hands down. They need him hot to roll through the season. But I don't think it's going to start tonight.
What do you think, Steve? What do you think about Anthony Edwards?
He's awesome.
How do you feel about him? Do you think he should have been the number 1 pick? Do you think that Minnesota should have taken a different look there?
From what we've seen, Steve was talking up Tyrese Halliburton last week. He's been one of the best rookies so far, efficiency wise.
I'd say top 5.
Yeah, if you just look at the player efficiency numbers, he's in the top 12 or something like that in the league, and the PER rating or whatever. So, he's up there. He's playing really good ball, and he's just getting the opportunity with the Kings. So, right now, if there's a Rookie of the Year award, it's probably Halliburton. Steve, jump in here. What do you think about this game and between Anthony Edwards and Halliburton a little bit?
Yeah. So to touch on this game, I'm really split. I think it could go either way between them. I probably lean Minnesota. That's probably just I'm a bigger fan of Minnesota than Memphis. I catch myself watching more of their games. That over under though at 222.5, I believe it was. That's ridiculously high in this game. I think this is more of a grinded out. I see it in the low hundreds. So I'm taking the under there. Anthony Edwards, I think you can make a case like he can score. That's something you really, when you have that number one pick, I think you really want to try and get one of those guys who could be a star, and he's got that in him. But if I'm taking my rookie of the year right now, it's Halliburton. He's just been a dog. He fills the stat sheet. He does it in every way. And that game a few nights ago when he had 15 of his 17, I believe, in the fourth quarter, if you take him in the fourth quarter this year, he ranks up there with some of the best in the league. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm taking Halliburton rookie of the year.
So how many more triple doubles from? How many more triple doubles from Ball will it take for you to change your mind there?
I mean, Ball really is making a case. I think he's the odds-on favorite. I looked today on FanDuel. Yeah. He was about like minus 200 to win it. And first, I want to say him compared to Lonzo, he is light years better than Lonzo. Yeah. It was displayed in that game they played over the weekend.
How old is he?
18, 19, right?
Yeah, so he's got it. He's probably gonna grow a couple more inches.
Has the Jason Tatum effect.
Yeah, but like 18, I could easily see one more inch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We just saw Tatum grow too.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen every day, does it?
It doesn't. But still, the dude grew 2 inches. Like, what the hell? What was that?
He's older.
Apparently, growing 2 inches really improves your. I know he's much older. That's what I'm saying. Like shit. LaMelo could grow 3. Who knows? We don't.
Yeah, he might have 5 in him for all we know.
You know, his Big Papa Balls got him all drinking fucking milk sandwiches. All day long. Like milk. Like I mean, it's working. It's a recipe that's been breeding basketball professionals in the family. Whether they're be amateur or professional. Overall in this game, was it Memphis? They ranked 9th for total score on defense, 15th against on field goal percentage. Minnesota's offense and defense is in the lower percentages for every category offensively and statistically. So they're going to need a lot from Cat tonight. Give me Memphis just to cover the 2.5. I'm not going to touch the money line, and I'm taking the under. Yeah, Memphis is going to play some solid defense. What's the next one? We got kind of tied up there a bit.
Yep, we got Blazers Kings. We got the Blazers favored by 3.5. An over under of 238 points.
Ooh,
what do you think about
that? Do we know if Dame is starting or not? I thought he's like a game time decision. I feel like that's a very big piece.
It is.
That's a very big piece. I don't think it's going to hit that number, man. That's a really big number. If Dame's coming in even 10% less than normal, no. Right. No. I'm taking the under.
I honestly
feel like that's just easy money.
I like the Kings plus 3.5 in this one.
Yeah,
I think the Kings have really been rolling.
I don't hate it. They've been playing gritty ball.
Yeah, you got your boy Halliburton. He's balling out. Fox is slowly coming along. I feel like he's getting better game by game. I like the 3.5, and I think honestly I wouldn't be surprised if Sacramento wins this game.
Yeah, I'm not going to pick the winner here, but I will take Sacramento on the spread. Fox, Halliburton, Holmes, Bagley, these guys are playing awesome. Harrison Barnes has kind of just always been solid in the NBA, but he's doing a lot more scoring this year, which is nice to see. Like in fantasy, he's like always filling out the stats. Like I say all the time, he's a really solid buy low guy because he's in some leagues, like in smaller leagues, like 8 or 10 team leagues, he's like most years he's been borderline like own or just stream. So I would say he's a good. Numbers. Yeah, he's always a good buy low candidate, but this season he's really taken off with the scoring. I got him in my props tonight. Hopefully, he can hit the over, make that $10 1,000. Would love that. What do you think on this spread and over and under, Steve?
So really, I mean, it's a high number. I'm taking the Kings I have been betting against the Kings, I think, a lot lately, and they have every single time been the team that either messes up my parlay or I just lose outright against them, whether it be when they played the Pacers, when they played the Bulls.
Bet on them to cover the Bulls?
Yep, and
no matter what. The Bulls were on that stretch. The Bulls been covering like crazy.
Yeah, they're actually I think the best team in the NBA. I think they're 8-3 against the spread.
Shit, I gotta find that out like right now.
It's because they find a way to lose a game in the last 40 seconds.
That's okay as long as we profit. Button. I don't care. Bulls, go ahead, lose. You want to be bad? Cool. You don't want to like actually rebuild your team. You just want to like draft all these young kids and then float them out of town. Cool. Go ahead. But I'll make some money off you every now and again. I don't care. All right. What's the next game up here?
All right. Next, we got the Pelicans Clippers. We got the Clippers favored by 9.5 points. Over under a 216. 9.5 seems like a lot, man. 9.5. I'm taking the plus 9.5 to New Orleans, and then give me the over.
Yeah, I like this game a lot. So I actually bet this game separately. The over with another over, or I'm sorry, with the over with an under. I have the under in Milwaukee and the Pistons game right now. That game's got a game total of 66 points, 40-26. Milwaukee covering the spread a lot. And then the over in that game, the Pelicans and the Clippers. I also have the Pelicans covering 9.5. I don't know about an exact win, but yeah, the 9.5 is too high for me as well. What do you think, Steve?
I'm laying the points for the Clippers. I think they can do it. They do find a way, similar to how we just touched on the Bulls. They find a way to just stall their offense, whether it be in the third, halfway through the third. I think they can do it, and I love the over here. I think 215, with this number being so low, or 216, whatever it was at. I'm 216 over on that.
What is the Clippers ranked defensively?
Where the Clippers rank defensively?
Yeah, they got to be like top 5.
I'll pull it up here really quick. So let's see here. They are against total score. They rank 15th.
Oh wow!
Field goal percentage. They rank 22nd. 3-point percentage. They rank 19th. So not great.
I thought it was a lot better.
Oh no.
You would think with like the best two-way players in the game.
Yeah, exactly. They do rank 3rd in the league for defensive rebounds, but New Orleans ranks 4th. But Zion's going to be out, so all that stuff. Try to digest. You're welcome.
But that's changing a lot. Is Steven Adams playing?
Was he a
game time decision? Because
I think he's probable. Actually, hang on a second. Steve Adams. Peek. Doesn't want to tell me. Don't worry about it too much. Don't get caught up in it too much. Yeah, regardless, but actually New Orleans plays much better defense. They rank 5th against total score, 8th in field goal percentage, 9th against 3-point percentage. So they're playing much better defense. If anything, they're the team that's holding down this total, But there's just a lot of offense still in here with, Ingram, George, and Kawhi. So I'm all about it. I think we're going to sail over 216. I think that's way too low. I think the spread is way too big too. New Orleans is only 3-6 on the spread, so it's not like an ideal team to be picking to cover. But 9.5, they've been playing really good ball. Where are they at here? They are 4 and 5, kind of mixing it up. Let's see, the only thing that worries me is more that Zion's out.
Is Bledsoe playing?
Yes.
So we got Bledsoe playing. We have Adams playing. So yeah, you still have solid pieces, just missing Zion. I think 9.5's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big spread for two really competitive teams, even with Zion out of the lineup. So I'm gonna take that one. I have it parlayed, like I said, with Memphis covering 2, and then the under with the Bucks and the Pistons parlayed with the over in that game of the 216 for the Pelicans. Sorry, the Pelicans and the Clippers. All right, let's get some game updates really quick. See where we're at with the rest of the league for the games that already started. started before our show starts.
We got Brooklyn and New York right now. We got New York leading by 5, now leading by 7. It's 13-20 New York.
Okay,
3 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, still pretty early, but they're covering. The Knicks not doing their job. Do better, Tom Thibodeau. You got one player to stop. What other games we got going on here? I'm seeing. Let's see, Milwaukee now 56-37. Live total is still 10.5. Live total is 225.
We got Dallas and Charlotte. Mavericks are up 60-43 right now.
Man, Dallas and Charlotte, it's 60-43, like you said.
Yep, 12 seconds left in the second.
Should have taken the over in that game. Should have taken the over. It's looking good.
That was a tough one to handicap too, because the Hornets are like, when they're home dogs, their record, like they're undefeated as home dogs this year or something. But you also get Dallas back with Porzingis. That made me think. I laid all my money on Dallas on that game. Like laying 3. That seemed like a gimme.
Nice. Let's go. You're looking fit. Anyone got an update on Porzingis? I was looking first game back.
Let me see.
It obviously can't be bad. They're winning.
10 points, 2 rebounds, and a block in about 13 minutes.
Yeah,
he's back. Let's go.
He's at 15 fantasy points, 15 and a half. For his value at 8,400, that's not good, but he's putting points up though.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him in DFS now. That would not have been good. Willie Cauley-Stein though, I'd throw him in there and grab a bunch of rebounds.
He's got a bunch of rebounds. He's got 9 and 2 assists, no points, nothing else.
You just say he had 9 rebounds?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're shitting me. You're shitting me.
So he's at 14
I told you
and a
guys
half.
before the show started about the Charlotte and Dallas prop that I couldn't get on Monkey Knife Fight. He was in there for over 7.5. Come on. These bastards making me spend my 10 to win 1,000. Killing me.
Right.
That's terrible. What's Devonte Graham doing? How many assists did he have? I had him over 6.5.
Off the top of my dome here, we have Graham at 4 assists right now.
And it's not even halfway, right?
It's halftime.
It's halftime. Okay. All right. So I guess we'll go through them.
3. Yeah.
Who is the other one? How many points does Doncic have? I have him under 30.5.
16 he's got.
Yep,
16.
He's on pace.
All right.
Son of a bitch. He's going to make me lose my other one. I have him in the other one too, the 10 for 1,000. So I still need him to hit that under. Porzingis, get in there. Cauley-Stein, stop grabbing boards and put him in the bucket. Let's go. Come on. Killing me. All right. Any other updates we can do? What's up with the 76ers started? Or is that game canceled? Sorry, that game's canceled.
Yeah, I don't know if they had one today.
I don't think they play today.
Sorry, I just feel like Embiid's supposed to score me 50 points every day. My bad.
He had a nice 45 the other day.
So the games that were postponed today was Utah, Washington, Orlando, Boston, and Atlanta, Phoenix.
Yeah. I just had Hawks Suns on the board. I forgot this. They're like, we had 7 games and they canceled 3. We had a 10-game slate we were supposed to have tonight. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially for fantasy.
Oh, yeah. It was fucking awful. We already talked about how our lineups have been demolished, but let's dive into it. Let's get to talking about it. Some James Harden trade here. Who's got it up? Who wants to run through who received who?
So
I got it pulled up. Unless Blake, you got it?
You can go with it. Go ahead.
So Rockets get Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, 3 Brooklyn first rounders, 22, 24, 26, a Milwaukee first in 22, and then 4 first round swaps with Brooklyn, 21, 23, 25, and 27. Nets obviously get James Harden. Pacers walk away with Karis LeVert in a second rounder. And then the Cavs get Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince.
All right, so let's break this down. Let's start with the Nets. Instant reaction to the Nets. Like, we're looking at Kyrie Irving, James Harden, I think probably Joe Harris, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Jordan for their starting 5 now, correct? Does that seem?
Yeah.
That seem about right? Is this team going to make it to the conference championship? We'll start there.
No. Because they'll probably play Boston on the way in Boston in 5.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Steve?
I mean, what's going on with Kyrie? I think that definitely plays a big factor in it. I think if he's all there and there's no distractions in that locker room, they are deadly enough where they could score enough to be in the conference championship. Yeah, I don't think they'd have a problem. I think when it boils down to it, they're going to be right in the thick of it in the East, and they'll be able to. And Boston might give them a run for their money. There might be a few other teams, but I like them over just about anybody now.
To me, they got to really get it done in the regular season still, because if they wind up running into, like Blake mentioned, like a Boston or Milwaukee early, it's just not going to happen. I don't believe they're going to make it to the finals for sure. Kevin Durant is like one of the 2 people on the planet that will literally tease Harden for being fat. I don't think it's going to work out. The other one plays for Washington.
They literally got rid of like a bunch of great players for this trade to happen. So, I mean, one injury happens, they're fucking screwed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if one of those guys goes down, no conference, no finals, no nothing for sure. What I do like about this move is it really protects the Nets to keep Kevin Durant beyond this year. Like, we were talking earlier today about, Kyrie, how he'd be reacting to this. I think we're all in agreement that Kyrie's not like glimmering with, shine right now.
I'm hearing that he might retire,
Yeah.
So no joke.
Well, I mean, guys, I know that sounds weird, but you got to keep in mind, this dude thinks the earth is flat, like a pancake. Like, like when you fall off the edge and shit. Like, that's not good. That's not good. Like, yeah, he's got handles. He's got a jump shot, but he thinks the earth is fucking flat. So what to do? Shrug emoji. That's all I can really say. Like, sorry, it's Kyrie. I really feel like the Nets aren't done. I feel like Kyrie could still be on the move if he doesn't start dancing to the tune of the Nets and the rest of this team, because we've got hitters. Like, they can swing for the fences here and make a run. So if Kyrie isn't the guy, if he's not your here and now, if he's not your future, move him. But if he retires.
But if he's not doing what they want him to do and not showing up, why is anybody going to make a deal with them?
Why is anyone making a deal for overweight Harden?
He's actually showing up to play, though. There's a big difference.
True. Not very well. I mean, when you go out there and you're just completely overweight and you're dogging your teammates.
Yeah.
Like, is that great? Because literally after that post-conference or post-game interview, they're like, all right, that's it. Like, that's it. Let's go. He's done. They interviewed John Wall. They asked, how's the relationship with Harden on the floor? It's complicated. There's no late night texting. We'll say that. It's complicated. We're roughing it out. So
yeah, I honestly think the trade's done. I don't think it's a very good trade, especially for.
You're getting a little feedback there, Blake.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
I can, but you're getting a little feedback. You're get a little static there. I mean, Steve, let's say the Nets have Irving the whole way through. You're confident they make it to the conference. Do they make it to the finals? Let's say they have all 3 the rest of the way. Irving, is going to be there. Harden's losing weight. He's on the treadmill every day, posting shit on Instagram. They set him up a treadmill or a bike at the strip club or something, and Durant just does Durant things.
Yeah, I mean, I think Durant he looks good right now, so I think he's one of those guys similar to how LeBron's done for the past however many years. He can drag you all the way to the conference championship finals. I mean, right now, I think you could throw the Celtics, the Sixers, the Net. Well, it's hard to even put the Nets in there right now until we get Kyrie back, until we see them playing with James Harden, until we get some of that. It's hard to put the Nets right in there, I would say. Based off what we know of all 3 of these superstars, I think they can make it. But I think you can pick any one of those 3 out of a hat, and that's going to be a representative of the East this year.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, coming out of the East, and we'll get to a couple of these teams right now, I like Boston, I like the Pacers, and I like the 76ers. Yeah. I mean, those three to me, like if I'm going to start hedging some future bets, those three are going to be in the mix. I was telling Blake before the show started, I was looking for the Pacers, who we're going to get into right now, to win the East, and they took it off the board. They took it off the board, and not 10 minutes earlier, they had the Nets at plus 140 leading to win the conference, pissing me off.
I think they're the winners of this trade.
I do too. So now, if we're looking at their lineup, we're looking at what is it here now? At the 3, we're not really sure yet. But
I'd
we're
play
looking
LeVert. Put LeVert there.
Well, I think LeVert's going to be at the 2. So we'll say Brogdon at the 1, LeVert at the 2. At the 3, you got McDermott or Holiday, and then you got Sabonis and Turner. Wow. Like, what more can you ask for? And they're already playing great basketball. They're the team, to me, that's got the richest out of this trade. Like, they filled in the biggest hole. Like, Oladipo has been good, but he's not like overwhelming teams, and his injury history as well, needing a contract after this year. I think it's just a perfect fit for them. What do you guys think?
Well, you also got Jeremy Lamb coming back. He's cleared for practice, so I mean, it's going to be fun to see him come back and see what he can contribute here. So they got depth.
They essentially have a revolving door at like the 2 or the 3 between Holiday, LeVert, McDermott, and Lamb, and I like that mix with the solid production that we're getting from Brogdon, Sabonis, and Turner. I mean, like, that's going to be a great mold for that team. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I think they just one of the teams. I have Oladipo on one of my fantasy teams. And I think they were already a deep team. Oladipo struggled to really find his role on that team. Like, he would have nights where he'd go off, and then a couple nights later, he'd be kind of quiet.
It does have to be tough because he was that guy for them for a good while, where he was scoring 30 plus a night, pretty consistently because he was just the only one there. But now you have, all of these, essentially ballers. They'll just keep it simple. Great ball movement, always finding the open man, and the unique traits of Brogdon and Sabonis to me are the big X factors for this team. Like, they're the drivers here for this squad.
Definitely. Sabonis is a very, very underrated player, and him and Brogdon are the centerpieces right now.
I actually own not all 4, but all 3 of those. But Brogdon, Sabonis, and LeVert now on the Pacers. That's
nice.
Yeah,
I love it.
Good problem.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just hope they don't all get COVID like my Boston Celtics and Blake here. I got Marcus Smart, Tristan Thompson, Jason Tatum. I had Thies there for a minute. He's gone. Like, no, I ain't hanging on to him during this mess. But I got caught up, getting cornered with the Celtics, and that's where a lot of my woes are coming from. I cannot deny myself, Marcus Smart. I mean, like, his production's been great right now. Tristan Thompson, just better than Thies. That's all I'll say. Right. Just better than Thies. I'm going to hang on to him.
I've been reading. Look for it this Sunday. Kimball Walker should be suited up and ready to go.
Let's go. So you're saying he'll be back into action next week or practicing?
I'm heard it. No, he's already cleared for full contact. He got cleared about 4 or 5 days ago. And so they're saying that he's going to suit up probably this weekend.
Get excited, Kemba owners. Offer the trades for Kemba while you still can, while he still has no value and he hasn't put up any production. Because once you start seeing it, you can't go back.
And honestly, I would look to trade a guy like Marcus Smart if you have him. If you can package him with someone, his usage is going to go down.
I've been thinking about it. a little tough. A little tough when I talk about it on air. Whatever. Someone's going to catch that. Like, I'm not falling for it, Bruni. Take that shit elsewhere. Sorry about you. Right. Yeah, I've been thinking about selling on him. Honestly, even Tristan Thompson, just because the production that he has put up thus far has been, pretty decent. If you see somebody in a league that's lacking on, rebounds and blocks and stuff like that, might be someone to target.
I think they brought Tristan Thompson in to be a mentor to these young guys that they have. That Robert Williams is an up and coming star if he gets trained by the right guy. So
I suppose so. Is Tristan Thompson that guy though? Like, is he that guy?
He's a leader. I mean, you can say that he's a champion. At least he's bringing champion leadership to that locker room. And honestly, I think that he led the league for 2 years off of offensive boards. So that dude gets down in the paint and he knows how to rebound. So if he can bring that to the locker room for the centers for Boston, that's a win.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I mean, I just never really saw him as like, the leadership type. I don't know. Maybe it's because he's always playing with LeBron and Kyrie. I don't know.
It might be. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that he was told to keep his fucking mouth shut.
Probably at some point. How about actually Cleveland right now? They get Jared Allen to pair with Andre Drummond. How's that? Like, how's that?
It makes no. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. So if somebody can tell me why, I don't. They just signed a max for Drummond. Like, why would you get Jared Allen?
Yeah, Steve, you have Darius Garland there. I'm trying to think of who the starters are right now. Like Colin Sexton, C.D. Osman, Isaac Okoro. Are those guys in the two? Do you imagine that?
Dotson is starting at point. You got C.D. Osman. You got what's his name? Drummond. Who am I missing? There's someone
Sexton?
else. Well, yeah, but he's out.
Yeah, he's been missing a couple of games.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I just don't see how that can work where they can both play a bountiful amount of minutes.
So they last night against the Jazz, where they lost 117-87, they started C.D. Osman, Larry Nance Jr.
Larry Nance, that's who I was thinking of.
JaVale McGee, Okoro, and Damian Dotson. What a lineup that is!
Oh my lord! I've been raking in some C.D. Osman off the wire, but he's like the first cut after all these guys get back from injury, and it's a shame because he's filling out the stat line, just little numbers, but he's filling them all out. But man, I don't know how that's going to work. Any formula whatsoever where you guys can see Drummond and Allen on the floor at the same time?
No,
not in today's NBA. I just did not know points between the two.
So what are they doing? I mean, they're just going to bury my Jared Allen. I mean, I got him in fantasy. He is the most efficient shooter as a true shooting percentage right now.
I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe they're going to use one of these players that whether it's McGee, whether it's Allen, maybe they try and ship them somewhere to get someone else. Who knows? That's the only thing I can see.
I have to feel the same way about the Nets too. Like I feel like Kyrie could still be on the move. I don't think Drummond would be, but why did you acquire Allen just to move him again? Like you really got to have something cooking, in Cleveland. You got to have something behind the scenes really moving around here to make that work, or for them to actually profit in this trade. I'm not sure. Let's move on to the Rockets. Wow. What's their starting lineup going to be? They're going to have Wall, now Oladipo. You think they can't start Oladipo and Gordon, right?
No.
Gordon's still gonna have to come.
Well, they could. Gordon does play shooting forward sometimes. So I mean, I could see it.
Really small, not man.
If they want to play small, yeah, it's possible. I mean, you got Wood that can play power forward or center. So I don't.
They got all these picks. They don't even need to tank. Like they're just going to be drafting everywhere in the first round. Like
I could see him sneaking into the 8th seed still.
Man, John Wall is going to have to not get hurt. That's for sure.
You can same for Oladipo as well. I think to have those two. I mean, you got to be worried about injury for sure. But I think from that trade, Houston. I mean, giving up James Harden. How do you decide that you'll take Oladipo over Karis LeVert? If I was Houston, that would have been the thing I demanded was to get Karis LeVert. You've seen him play recently too. I don't know how you take Oladipo. Maybe a little bit of the star factor, maybe. But that's
totally agree. But you look at both of them; they both have injury history too. So I don't. The risk is there for both players injury wise.
But LeVert is just a hotter player though. Like his last two this year and last year, scoring tear.
He is.
Did I lose you?
Oh, okay, it's like apples and oranges. I mean, they're both good. So
yeah,
I would rather have LeVert.
If I was Houston,
I would take LeVert.
Yeah. So we're all on the same page then. I mean, that should have been on the trading table. I don't get that.
Know why.
Is there anyone else in this trade I'm not thinking of that's involved? No, Houston, Brooklyn, Indiana, and Cleveland. No, that's pretty much it. What do you think? What do you guys think about the new NBA protocols? they're really starting to tighten up here. I really feel like
honestly,
these are just Band-Aids on bullet wounds. You guys ready for a bubble?
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I think we're gonna be going back to a bubble here pretty soon, guys, because otherwise. So how do you think they're gonna do this? Are they gonna split it up into 2 bubbles, and they're gonna transfer them back and forth, because you're not gonna be able to fit all those guys into one giant place, are you?
Right, and Disney World's open now, so they're not just being like, "Oh yeah, you can come back." They're like, "Oh yeah, we got rooms available for everybody again." It's not like that. What do you think, Steve?
I'm all for going back to a bubble. I think some of that bubble basketball last year was some of the most exciting stuff. So I'm all for it. I'm sure the players are not in favor of moving to a bubble. But right now, I think that's really one of the only ways that you're going to be able to have this successful. Else you're going to constantly be making up games, postponing games. There's just too much travel involved. Some of these teams have went out East Coast road trip, been out there for how long, and then they suddenly come down with, an outbreak on their team. I just don't see any way to keep it going.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they need to rebubble at some point. How they'll do that, I don't know. I feel like the NBA will probably even set themselves up to have fans in a bubble. Like they'll really get creative with it.
Bubble in a bubble.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Like whether they can bring their families. I don't know about friends, but I feel like families could probably get in. They could have like some type of camaraderie, some fans in the stands, something like that. But they need to rebubble. I was talking to Nick yesterday, and he was saying like, after the All-Star game would be a pretty good time. I think that's a good take. But realistically, from what we've been seeing, the players sitting out, rosters with 7 or 8 players a night, they need to do it like next week, or at least start planning for it. Do you guys agree with a shutdown? 2-week shutdown?
Whatever it takes to keep these players safe, and all the staff for all these teams, And you have guys like Kyrie posting on social media with him around a bunch of people with no mask on. And it's things like that really bring me back to Kyrie. I don't think he wants to play, dude. Like you see him with no mask on, and he's like, "Hey, I'm here. I don't care. I'm not." So it's stuff like that. Who else is going to do that? I mean, he's leading a bad example to the other players too. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's already going to be out whatever it is, the week for the protocols, for the safety protocols. But I feel like he, should be facing a fine, suspended for games. Obviously, it's difficult because he's already forced himself out of games. But yeah, that's just a really tricky situation. I feel like they should try to move him before he retires, if that's going to be something that he actually does or whatever, just really checks out, because you might as well get something out of it. Like, we've seen it before, like some teams that'll take on players to bury cap, just so that they can actually be over whatever the minimum is. I don't think we'll see a situation like that, but man, you got to try to get something for that dude right now. I mean, they're a potential championship team. They just need another piece. If Kyrie's not there, I still don't see it. So if he's not going to be there, they got to move and get something for him. Kind of back to the protocol talk, shut it down, do whatever. But I'm telling you, no bubble is going to happen overnight. We can't have a bubble like, oh, we made the decision, we're going to go to it, and then, oh yeah, we're not going to miss any games. No, we'll definitely miss a good 6 or 7 game stretch while they would have to make preparations and get that going. Realistically, I think the best thing to do is plan for it, keep the process that you have, because obviously they're tightening up. Like, on road games, you can't leave the hotel for any reason whatsoever unless it's like an emergency or whatever. They're getting rid of, all the pregame stuff. You can't, go and shake hands with the other players. You can't slap hands at the free throw line. You can't. They're really gonna, crack down on this stuff for 2 weeks. But in that 2 weeks, okay, we've bought some time. Let's improve the product now. Let's either take this 2 weeks to build a bubble and set it all up, get all the logistics in place so we're not missing time. Or on top of those 2 weeks, add 1 full week off for the league, give everybody that little bit of rest, quarantine time, and then bubble. You can take, whatever holidays off that possibly come up. I don't think they're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. So we've cleared Thanksgiving and Christmas. So there's no real significant time to take time off other than, hey, let's shut things down for a week. Let's get this right, protect our players, and protect the product, right? Like rolling out 7 or 8 players a night, that's not a good NBA product, like having a team do that. I saw that Maxley for the 76ers and Simmons were kind of in that trade talk for James Harden. That dude goes off one night and he gets in trade talks for James Harden. You believe that? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he went off on, what was it, Saturday night?
Yeah,
39 points.
Well, all right, let's bring him to Houston. Screw Karis LeVert. Let's get that Maxley guy. He's a real spark plug.
He's good, man.
Sure.
He's a guy that can, step up when a guy like Shake Milton's out. So you gotta love that if you're a Sixers fan.
Who do you guys think benefited more from making that trade? Do you think the Nets benefited more from making it, or the Sixers for not making it?
The Sixers.
I agree.
Anybody that isn't involved in this trade, good on you. You were smart. Stay out of it. Let Brooklyn, screw themselves like they did with KG and Paul Pierce.
Mm-hmm. How many? I mean, they gave up a treasure chest of picks for them too, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it was like 4 first-round picks and
them for years.
A bunch of shit. Just everything. They unloaded.
Yep, man, we saw how that worked out. But I mean, I feel like Harden, Durant, I feel like, they're getting those guys still in their prime. I mean, obviously not prime on Harden's side of things, but, like KG and Durant, like they were still like, KG and Pierce, they were on their way out, Yeah. Like I felt like that was just marketing.
Jason Terry was in that trade too.
Yeah, I feel like that was just marketing. I feel like they just became the Nets again. So they, or whatever, they just moved to Brooklyn, right? So
that's when they still had Darren Williams and Joe Johnson.
Yeah, let's just sell some jerseys. We'll come up with some decent artwork for the attire, and let's make some money. I think that's all that was.
Does James Harden drop all this weight he's been carrying around, or is this just like his new look?
I honestly think that it's really not that much as it looks. It is, give it a month and it'd probably all be gone if he really worked at it.
Yeah, like I said, Durant is one of 2 people on the planet Earth that can just straight up walk up to him and be like, "Yo, fat ass, what are you doing about this?" Like what are you doing right now? Like you are so slow. Like he's gonna give him the MJ treatment for sure. Like he's gonna dog him. And the only other dude that
was bad on defense before.
Oh yeah, Oh, he's not gonna give a care in the world about that when he's got Durant and Kyrie right there. If Kyrie's there, but I still like honestly the biggest winner through all this is the Pacers. Like they're the biggest winner. I mean, 76ers staying away. I think it's good. I think that Simmons is a really good fit for what the way that they're playing right now. Really running through Embiid. Seth Curry is producing at a high level. I know he's hurt right now, but he's a high-low candidate if you're asking me. He'll be coming back from COVID. Everybody's been fine with COVID. Like, who's the last person that's like really like had been hurting from it?
Yeah,
right.
At least in the NBA, obviously it's no joke. It's nothing to kid around about. But in the NBA, these guys, they take their time off, they come right back. Like it hasn't been a big deal for these guys. It's if you're rich and you got the money to battle it, you're fine. Yeah, Pacers biggest winner there. Let's go through some updates. I'm seeing Minnesota up 27-23 over Memphis. That pick's not looking good for me. Lakers 22-13 over OKC. The Nets 49-43 over the Knicks. Milwaukee 66 over the Pistons 55. And I think I missed one. What's up with Charlotte and Dallas right now?
71-58. Dallas is leading.
Smacking them. The Porzingis effect. Didn't Charlotte beat them the last go around here?
I'm not sure.
Let's take a look. Doncic having a good game with 19, 6, and 7. And Porzingis dropping in 16. So he's kind of fitting right back in.
Yeah, he's picking it back up here. And I like Porzingis taking off on the second half scoring because I need Doncic to slow down a little bit. Let's go over our props really quick, Blake. Just kind of check in on them, see how they're going, and then we'll check out for the night.
Who did you have there for your props?
Oh, actually, none. I don't think any of my guys have started. Have yours started yet? I'll just check in on my bets, I suppose.
I took LaMelo over, and it's not looking good so far.
Okay.
I don't know if he been coming off the bench, or has it just been sort of back and forth? So if he gets back in, if he gets back in and gets me to 20 fantasy points by the end of the third, maybe, but it's not looking good. I don't think he's going to hit. So taking an L there.
It's all good. It's all good. That was your only one, right?
Yeah, well, it's a parlay, so it doesn't really matter if the other one hits, if he doesn't. But the other guy I have was Jeremy Grant, and I had him over 33.5. And Jeremy Grant's at 24.5 with 7 minutes in the third. So that's looking good.
Okay, cool. I had the under for the Bucks and the Pistons. They're still on pace for that, despite more scoring than I anticipated in the first half. So they're at 66-55. So I think that puts to 111. Puts me on pace for 222. So I'm on pace for the under. That's not bad. Memphis not off to a great start, but I think they still get it done. I did see they had an early lead, but I also saw Cat coming up with some nice plays to tie it up. So I think that's it as far as I have as live options. All my stuff is pretty much tied into the late games. So you guys got anything else to close it out with here?
Nothing off the top of my head. Go ahead, Steven, if you have anything. If I think anything while you're talking, I'll come back.
Yeah, no, I just hope really the NBA keeps moving along, and obviously it's getting tougher and tougher every day. But I hope we don't see too much time without any sports in general, or especially basketball. And let's go Bulls. Let's maybe win one here in one of these games.
Yeah, they can just cover. They can just cover.
Just continue to make me money. I don't care how you finish.
Right? Exactly. Play all that offense, Colby. Don't play that defense. Thank you, brother. I love it.
What do you guys think about the football games this coming weekend? I think the Chiefs might have their work cut out for them against the Browns here.
No, I've still got the Chiefs. We need the NFL needs Mahomes and Allen in that game. And that's what I feel like is going to happen. I feel like that's the next Brady Manning duel for the next 3 or 4 years kind of thing.
What do you think about Rodgers against that Rams defense?
Still give me the Packers to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I hope not.
So we got a Packers Chiefs Super Bowl.
I don't know. I think the Chiefs got their work cut out for them up against the Bills, the Billy Boys.
Ravens could even sneak in there. I think the Bills.
So tough for the Ravens.
I'm not in love with them. I just think Bills young team that kind of comes into play later there. But I don't know. We got some good games. That's for certain.
Yeah, absolutely. I was pissed that the Browns won because I just wanted to see Mahomes and Jackson duel it out. And whenever they do, they somehow give the Chiefs or whoever the team is that the Ravens are playing, they just make them the plus option. I don't know why. Like I made money on the Ravens this past weekend. They gave them they gave the Titans the plus option at home. I still made money on the Ravens, but it's just weird how they favored them everywhere they go. And they were favored into the year to win every single game. It's crazy. All right, cool. Pretty solid stuff. Appreciate you guys coming out, riding with us. Be sure to share and like the video. We'll be back next Wednesday for Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Basketball. Take care. Be well. Later.
See ya.